This is polynomial review, going over some things, combining like terms, multiplying, things that we did in class. So I want you to name each polynomial by degree and number of terms. We'll do it together. It's really important to try it first, then press play to see if you did it right. So first thing I notice is that the biggest exponent is 5. So we call that a quintic. And then how many terms we have? We have 3 of them. I know it's getting blurry. So that's called a trinomial. Number 2. I don't see an exponent. So the one I don't see is a 1. So this is linear. And then 2 terms means a binomial. So you might want to find that page in your book that has these names on them so you can practice with me. Alright, so the biggest exponent is 3. So that's called a cubic. There's only 1 term, so it's called a monomial. So again, find that page in your book. The biggest exponent is 5. That's a quintic. And there are 2 terms, so that's a binomial. Number 5, the biggest exponent is 3. That's again a cubic. There's 3 terms. We call that a trinomial, a cubic trinomial. Number 6, I only see a number. So if I don't see a letter at all, that means the exponent I don't see is 0, and that's called a constant. And it's a monomial because there's only 1 term. Oh, this is like number 3. So again, it's a cubic monomial. Alright, last one here. What's the biggest exponent on x? I don't see it. It's 1, so it's linear. And there's only 1 term, so again we call it a monomial. Good job. Next, can you add and subtract like terms? So let's look at this first. Whenever you're subtracting, you should do it in 2 steps. So the first step is removing the parentheses. And then remember that subtract sign belongs to everything that follows. So ultimately it just changes the sign. So it's subtract x to the 4th, subtract x, and then plus 5x cubed. You might make a mistake there. Now we match up. Now to put it in standard form, 8 subtract 1. I like crossing them out after you combine them together. Negative 7 and 5, that's negative 2. Negative 8 and negative 1, that's negative 9, and you did it. Again, press pause, try it first, challenge yourself, and then I'll do it. So let's see if you did it correctly. So we're going to subtract, we're going to add, and we're going to subtract. So there's step 1. Identify and match. So we're going to start with the biggest exponent, 4. So negative 4 and negative 5, that's together negative 9. I like crossing it out. 8 subtract 6, that's 2. Negative 7 plus, or negative 6 plus 7, that's positive 1. I don't need the 1 in front, so I can just write down k. Alright, try number 11, then I'll do it. When you add, I just do it in 1 step. So I don't need to change any signs. So x to the 4th, I combine them. So 4 plus 5, that's 9. 6 plus 6, that's 12. No x squares. 1 plus 3, and you've combined them together. Alright, try number 12 and then press play. I'm going to try this without doing it in 2 steps. So we have 5p to the 4th, subtract. Now whenever you subtract a negative, you're adding. So that's going to be 8. Can you do that in 1 step? Next, negative 5 subtract negative 2. Again, when you subtract a negative, you're adding. So it's negative 5 plus 2. And then finally, it's 2 subtract 7. So again, it's kind of tricky to do in 1 step. But if you're doing it correctly in 1 step, that's great. Adding's much easier. So 8 and 1 together, that's 9. 4b and negative 7. Together, it's negative 3. And then negative 3 Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot the 8b. No, I did that one. I did that one. What did I forget? I forgot the b to the 4. So that goes in front. There's nothing that matches it. So there, I corrected my mistake. And the -3, there's nothing to combine it with. So it's just like that. I know it's blurry. There it goes. Perfect. All right, try number 14. And putting it in standard form. See if I can do a better job here. Next. A negative, when you subtract a negative, you're adding. So it's going to be -6 plus 1. -6a squared, nothing matches it. 2, nothing matches it. So we're just trying to match the ones that match and put them in order from the biggest exponent down to just the number by itself. All right, can you FOIL and multiply this out? And so some of you might need to remember drawing a box. So you can do it this way. You can also FOIL, first, outer, inner, last. So if this is what you're comfortable with, then draw that and then fill in each square. And then at the end we match and write it. So 18 and 5. And there you've multiplied it out. So try number 16 if you want to draw a box. Here, I'm going to show you the other way people sometimes do. First times first is 4r squared. First times outer is -2r. Inner, that's 4r. And then last times last. And then you combine it together. So that's 4r squared plus 2r minus 2. Perfect. All right, try 17. You can draw a box or you can FOIL. Just get the answer correct and then press play. So this would be 5r squared. How I do it, I go 8 and 10, that's 18, and then 16. So the more we do it, that's what I'm doing in my head rather than writing it out. So again, press pause, try it, and then I'll tell you the answer. So again, I have 24n squared, and then I have 64 take away 6. So that's 64 take away 58. And then minus 16, right? Yeah, that's right. Number 19, try it first, and I'll give you the answer. All right, so this is 12b squared. Again, what I look at is I have -14 and -18. So I'm thinking in my head, -14 and -18. So that's -32. And then a negative times a negative is positive. Number 20. Press pause and try it. So I get 3 times 8. So that's 24. And then this is 32 and -24. So if I have to write this down to get a sense of it, 32, -24, that's 8. And then minus 32. All right, turn it over, or the next page. This one's a little bit more challenging to do it just in your head the way I did. You can still draw a box. So I'll show you 2 different ways again. So for this one, you want to draw a little bit wider because you need to have 3 terms by 2 terms. So I'm going to put the trinomial here, and then the binomial on the side. And then we still multiply. Make sure you add the exponents. And then once you fill in the whole rectangle, then we combine like terms. So -4 and -21. 14 and 24. And -16. All right, I'm going to show you a different way to do it, and then you can decide how you want to do the next 4. So this one is drawing that box and then getting your answer. Here we can take the first and multiply everything by it. So that's 28 n to the 3 minus 32n squared minus 20n. Then take the next term and multiply all three by that. So that's 42n squared. And I want you to notice I put them under like terms. Negative 48n. And then negative 30. And then I just draw a line underneath there and I just add it together to get the answer. So that's 28 plus 10 minus 68 and then minus 30. So I don't know which one you like best, but this one's drawing a box and this one's kind of like a foiling effect to it. So try number 23 and see if you got the right answer. I kind of like the second method better, but you can draw the box in rectangle. I like it too. And then we're going to combine like terms. And we have it. All right, try number 24, 25, 26, and then press play. All right, 25. So I know it's going to be 14 take away 6. I know it's going to be 28 take away 4. And then minus 8. So there is a way to be able to shortcut it if you want, but again, I want you to do the work and see if you can match it up. So again, I look here and I go, okay, that's 12 minus 40 minus 28. Okay, that's 18 and negative 32. 14, right? And then negative 48. All right, continue here. This is called a difference of squares. When they match and one's adding and one's subtracting, you can just go first times first and last times last, and the middle terms cross out. So you can make it really simple. So 9r squared minus 49. The same thing for number 30. But here, 28, let me show you. You could draw a box, or you can write it twice and foil. There's also a pattern. So I square the first, I multiply the two together and double the answer. So 5 times k, and I double the answer, and then 5 squared is 25. It's a good shortcut pattern to learn. Let me try it again. So I square the first, I multiply it together, that's negative 49, and double it. So that's where this comes from. And then negative 7 squared, and you have it. This again is a difference of squares. So first times first and last times last. And there you go. Again, number 31 is a difference of squares. First times first, last times last. Okay, try number 32. You can draw a box, follow the pattern I'm doing, or you can write it twice and foil, but try it. So 16. When I multiply them together, it's 24. So when I double it, it's negative 48. And then negative 6 squared is 36. Dividing. All right. So it's a simple linear. So I'm going to divide using synthetic. So it's 1, negative 9, 14, and 26. Make sure I did that correctly. And then the final answer would be 1 degree less. So it's 1v squared minus 5v minus 6, and then the remainder is a fraction. All right, try number 34. Set up the synthetic. Careful there's no missing terms. You can put a 0 here to start. And then the answer is 1a squared plus 8a plus 5, and then a fraction. Okay, try number 35. Make sure I did that okay. That's 1b squared minus 1b minus 1, and then the remainder 10 over b subtract 6. All right, last one kind of like this. Can you divide? Make sure I did the math correctly. That's 1r squared plus 1r minus 2, and then the fraction. All right, last 6 here. This is the last lesson I taught you, which is on synthetic substitution. So if I want to plug in 3, I can do what I've been doing, dividing, and then the remainder is my answer. So f at 3 is equal to negative 6. All right, you try this one. Plug negative 5 in by doing synthetic substitution. Remember, the sign doesn't change for this. Put a 0 there if you like. So that means f at negative 5 is equal to negative 9. Right? No. I did right. 11. Ha. That's right. Negative 11. Okay, 4 left. And again, all I'm looking for is that last number, that remainder. So f of 5 is equal to 4. Double checking, make sure I did it right. Okay, try number 40. A new way to do a substitution. All right, 2 more. You then me. Sure I got it right. Negative 44. Is that what you got? Oh, I made a mistake. 4 times 6 is 24. That's 4. This is actually 16, which makes this 12. Did you catch my mistake? So I added accidentally. It can happen. So 4 times 6 is 24. Add, multiply, and then the answer is 12. Keep going forward. I am not perfect, but I keep looking at my work. Negative 4. See if I can do better this time. And so f at negative 4 is equal to 10. Let me see, did I do it right? I think I feel good about it. All right, Mr. G Math over and out. Hey, good job getting your work done. Till next time.